What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome to Fresh Comic Stories. Guys, this is the channel that we basically sit down and cover different kinds of comic book stories. Now, today, we're going to jump back over to Ultimate Marvel, and we're going to continue our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel universe. And this has been a long journey for us. But we're going to jump back over to Ultimate Fantastic Four, and we're going to start beginning our coverage over the God War storyline. Now, truthfully, guys, I forgot about this story completely, and I actually have the books in my closet still. But anyways, guys, we're going to dive into this storyline right here. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But let's dive into Ultimate Fantastic Four: God War. So we begin today's storyline by picking up with Reed Richards and Susan Storm right now at the mall. But while they're shopping at the mall, out of nowhere, a group of powerful super beings appeared. Now this group of super beings are called Seed 19. Now Seed 19 is a random group from a different world, but they were teleported in the middle of the mall, and you have the leader of the group worried on why in the world they were teleported here to get away from their enemies, and this leader is called Threshold. But while he's wondering why in the world they were teleported here, he does realize something, that two other people are injured. Sky Eater. Now Sky Eater is a motorcycle, but it's actually alive. It's a living being, but right now it is badly injured. But also one of their men called Tesseract is also injured as well. And so you do have the leader Threshold worried about their two injured people. But of course, while they are checking up on their people, out of nowhere you do have a bunch of security guards appear ready to shoot down C-19, which of course you do have C-19 go into defense mode to protect themselves from the random security guards at the mall. Now, of course, luckily for the police officers, you do have Reed and Sue able to save them at the very last second from C-19. But after Reed and Sue do that, you do have Reed and Sue get knocked out just like that, because C-19 overpowered them. But here comes the big problem though. With them doing more damage to the mall, you have more police officers arrive to the scene. And so you do have the leader of the group, Threshold, realize that they have to get out of there. And so you have Dreamcatcher, another member of C-19, use her ability to disguise the group as humans, as a way to sneak out into the city. But here comes another problem. They had to leave Sky Eater behind because she was unable to make Sky Eater look something different to Earth people. And so they had to leave him behind. And so with that happening, you do have C-19 go to Central Park. When they get there, they try to send a beacon out to call back home to their home dimension. And that's when they realize that they are trapped on Earth. Now we do jump back over to Reed and Sue, where you see them right now being greeted by the Baxter Building soldiers. Now you do have Reed and Sue kind of get the general and the rest of the soldiers caught up to speed on what happened recently with them being attacked by this random group called C-19. But that is when you have Reed look on the ground and he sees that the seed is on the ground. Now the seed is just a being from the group called C-19. This is the actual leader of the group, and Reed sees it and picks it up and says, "We are going to study this." And also you have Sue say, "We must also try to help out Sky Eater because she can tell that it's badly injured as well." Now we do jump over to C-19 and we pick up with the leader Threshold right now realizing that she had dropped Seed. And this is huge since Seed is the one who is able to teleport them to different dimensions. And so with them being stuck on Earth right now, they need to get Seed if they want to get off this planet, but also because Seed is the main leader of the C-19 group. And so with that being said, you have Threshold say, listen, Valkyrie, you stay behind and try to fix Tesseract while the rest of us go and get Sky Eater and also Seed back from those people from earlier. Now we do jump over to the Baxter Building, and this is where we pick up with the Fantastic Four team, where you have Reed and Sue kind of get Ben and Johnny caught up to speed on what had happened at the mall. But with that all being said, you didn't have Reed just stay in his lab and start studying the Seed, while Sue and her father Franklin Storm try to save Sky Eater, because Sue was able to realize that Sky Eater is dying. And if he is not treated soon, it will die right there in her lab. Now we do jump down to the lower level of the Baxter Building, where we do see that the C-19 group is arriving at the Baxter Building. But as soon as they arrive to the Baxter Building, you do have Dreamcatcher use her ability as a way to give the group another disguise, except this time they look like children from Earth. And this works out because remember, the Baxter Building was a thinking tank. It was a thinking tank for children to go there and build all their stuff for the military, future weapons for the American military. And so with them looking like children, they fit right in perfectly. But as soon as they get to the top level, they are greeted by Johnny and Ben. And of course, Dreamcatcher, her disguise goes away, and you do have Johnny and Ben realize, oh crap, we got intruders, let's kick their butt. But here comes the final part of the first chapter. When Johnny goes to stop the kids from getting deeper into the Baxter Building, one of the members just touched Johnny, and when he flames on, he is actually in pain, which is new for Johnny Storm, because when he flames on, he's never in pain. But right now he is in pain, and he could go supernova very soon because he's also lose control of his powers as well. Now, with Johnny Storm powers going out of control, you do have Ben Grimm realize that he has no choice here. He has to grab Johnny and get him out of the Baxter Building before he goes supernova, because if he does, everybody is going to die in the building. And so you have Ben Grimm punch a hole in the wall, grab Johnny, and throw him through the hole in the wall so he can go supernova outside the Baxter Building, which of course Johnny does. But when he goes supernova, Johnny is knocked out. But the thing is, as soon as Ben Grimm turns around to fight C-19 by himself, he is quickly taken out by them, and you have C-19 continue their search of the Baxter Building for their two lost team members. Now, this is where we kind of get the origin story of C-19, but not all of it. We get a small piece right here, because we do pick up with Reed Richards unconscious in his lab. But we come to find out that his mind was teleported to a different plane, where he is actually able to communicate with Seed in one-on-one communication. But we do come to find out that the C-19, every single member is her children in quotation marks, that they are really made after her. And she says, listen, they won't attack you as long as I like you, but I need to learn to like you first, because right now I don't like you nor Sue. And so until I'm able to figure out if I like you, my children, which is C-19, are going to keep attacking you. So let me learn more about you. Now we do jump over to Sue, who is trying to save Sky Eater's life. But that is when she realized that C-19 is in her laboratory. And so you have Sue try to fight against them by herself. But here comes a problem for her though. Dreamcatcher is able to get inside her mind and to stop Sue just like that. And so now Sue is taken off the board. And so with Sue taken off the board, it's kind of like, great. There is no one left of the Fantastic Four to fight against C-19 really. But that is when you have Dreamcatcher tell the rest of the team that, listen, the Fantastic Four are not bad people. They are not bred as soldiers. Their powers were given to them by an accident. And so, with that being said, you kind of have C-19 realize, well, wait a second. Maybe Earth is not really bad at all. Maybe Earth is actually a good planet. Now, we do jump over to Manhattan, and we pick up with Valkyrie still trying to save Tesseract's life. But here comes the big thing. Out of nowhere, another group of people appear on Earth, and they're led by a man named Gallo Glass, and honestly, that is a horrible name. But anyways, you have Gallo Glass just knock out Valkyrie and tell his people, the Ravens, to go capture Tesseract, where we come to find out that Tesseract, one of the members of the C-19 group, is actually working with Gallo Glass. He is a traitor because these guys were the ones who were chasing down C-19, and that's the reason why C-19 came to Earth, to get away from them. Now we do jump back over to the Baxter Building, where we pick up with Sue, Reed, Ben Grimm, and the C-19 all coming together to realize that what has been happening in the last few minutes was all a mistake, because you had C-19 tell Reed that, listen, we thought you guys were soldiers and you guys were trying to attack us, but we realized that that was a misunderstanding. But we also thought that you took seed from us, but we come to find out that seed was not taken from us. She left us to learn more about you guys. And now with her realizing that you guys are good and Earth is good, that actually we're in the wrong. And so we're sorry. And so you have Sue say, listen, Sky Eater should be okay, but take Sky Eater and take the seed and leave. Just leave Earth. But as soon as Sue says that, and you have C-19 say, listen, we're on the run from a guy named Gallo Glass, you have the alarms go off to tell everybody in the Baxter Building that Gallo Glass is on Earth and he is tearing up Manhattan left and right now. And so with that happening, you have everybody kind of like, oh crap. Okay, well now we got a new problem. Here's Gallo Glass. Now, after C-19 and the Fantastic Four agree to work together, you have them go after Gallo Glass. But when they go after Gallo Glass, they see him talking to Tesseract, and they're kind of like, okay, so now we know that Tesseract has been working for Gallo Glass. That is a huge problem. What in the world is going on right now? But that is when you have Gallo Glass just teleport out of there. But then you have Tesseract tell Sky Eater to teleport both C-19 and the Fantastic Four to follow Gallo Glass wherever he's going to. And so you have Sky Eater just teleport both teams to follow after Gallo Glass forces. And that is when they get teleported into space and they see a massive dragon-like spaceship right in front of them. Now we do jump over to a new planet, and this planet is called Acheron, and we do pick up with Ronan the Accuser and the Royal Advisor Cordwine, but we come to find out that they are escorting a lifeless Thanos. Yes, you heard that correctly, a lifeless Thanos. But you do have Cordwine say this right here. He says when Thanos comes back to life again, he will be at his strongest point ever in his whole time being alive. Which means every single time Thanos dies, the longer he stays dead, and when he comes back, he's even stronger. And he's been dead for 49 days, which means he will be at his strongest point ever in history, in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Now we do jump back over to the Fantastic Four and C-19. And remember, they were teleported into space to follow Gallo Glass. When they follow Gallo Glass into space, they were greeted by a spaceship that looks like a dragon. And so, of course, they do get absorbed into the spaceship because Gallo Glass is kind of like, listen, we are going to capture C-19, but the Fantastic Four, you can kill them or capture them. I don't really care about, but we're going to capture C-19. And so as soon as C-19 and the Fantastic Four get inside this spaceship-like dragon, it's an all-out battle in here. You even have Gallo Glass and his Ravens join the battle against the Fantastic Four in the C-19. But just like that, they are all taken out piece by piece. One by one, each person on the good side is being taken out left and right, leaving everyone on the ground. But at the very last second, you do have Dreamcatcher able to get Susan Storm out of there and say, listen, your powers are going to be the main reason how we are going to save our friends from right now. Now we do jump back over to Acheron, and we do pick up with Cordwine, the advisor to both Thanos and also Ronan the Accuser. But that's when we see Cordwine just take a few rebels that have been fighting against Thanos forces and use their life force as a way to revive Thanos once again into the universe. But as soon as Thanos comes back into the universe, he asks Cordwine one question. He said, "My son, Gallo Glass, did he find the one thing I've been looking for?" And you have Cordwine say, well, yes, he was able to recover Tesseract. And then you have Thanos say, no, not Tesseract, someone else I was looking for. And the question is, who has Thanos been looking for? Now we do jump back over to the Fantastic Four and C-19 fighting against Gallo Glass, which of course, they're all defeated by this point right here. But you do have Dreamcatcher able to kind of give Susan Storm an upgrade with her powers as a way to say, listen, with this upgrade, you should be able to fight against Gallo Glass, in which she is able to do that. But when this battle goes back and forth between the two sides, you realize one big thing here. Gallo Glass starts to lose control of his powers while trying to fight against Susan Storm and Dreamcatcher to save their friends. And so with that happening right there, Gallo Glass powers go out of control and he actually blows up the ship. The dragon-like spaceship blows up, and it's kind of like, is this the end for both the Fantastic Four and C-19? And this is where we are going to end today's video. So guys, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, hey, let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next comic book video. Later, guys.